Podcasting since 2005. This is the King of Podcasts radio network. kingofpodcasts.com.
If I'm the Saudi Crown Princess, I'm asking for a refund.
Woo! Hey, this is the Nature Boy Ric Flair. And believe it or not, whether you like it or don't like it, learn to love it. Because you have to listen to Wrestling is Real. It is the best thing going today. Woo!
The worldwide leader of podcasting excellence. The King of Podcasts radio network proudly presents The Wrestling is Real podcast, because wrestling needs us.
The Wrestling is Real podcast. Tonight, we're recording a recap of Night of Champions from WWE from Riyadh, Saudi Arabia tonight. I did not like this pay-per-view at all. I don't even know how the Saudi Crown Princess, when you get under the guise of just hearing everything that's going on with the crowd and the setup and everything like that, and I'm just saying to myself, you paid $50 million for this right here? Really? No part-timers really part of that. I mean, you did have John Cena. Okay. The only real story we had of all this is the story of John Cena's retirement tour. You could say more of the Jacob Fatu, Solo Sikoa angle that's been kind of built up as well. Okay. Those are two things we have. Built-in interest in the King and Queen of the Ring matches with both winners going in for a chance to go ahead and get a match for a title at SummerSlam, much like Royal Rumble. And you had a couple of featured matches within those because you had Jade Cargill was also part of things in here, and Sami Zayn taking on Karrion Kross of all people. And then Raquel Rodriguez also getting a chance to go in here in singles action as well. So there's a few things in this. There's a few things. I imagine because of injuries, when you don't have Chad Gable or Liv Morgan, the spots that are being taken instead would be with Raquel Rodriguez taking the spot of Liv Morgan most likely, and Karrion Kross taking the spot of where Sami Zayn, or where Chad Gable will probably have a match somewhere here, either as Chad Gable or as old Grande Americano. But unfortunate injuries, but here we are. And of the matches they had tonight, the lightest build to a storyline that tells itself. Now, Michael Cole was made to go ahead and explain the legacy storyline. Did I see a whole lot of anything explained or dug up from their archives to go ahead and explain the relationship between Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton? I mean, I know we just got to that finals match, and then we had a setup for it on SmackDown. So there was not much to work off of to get to that. But when we do, I mean, there should be something to be said about where Cody Rhodes is positioned as the top star now. Randy Orton should be coming in looking at his star is diminishing. He's going towards the twilight of his career. Show him as a grizzled veteran. Make him look like, well, Cody, you might be on top, but that doesn't mean that, I'm still in your head. There's voices in my head, but there's voices in your head that will doubt you from being able to go and beat me, because at the end of the day, there's a reason why I led you and Ted Jr. into legacy and nothing more. You've always followed my coattails. You always grabbed and carried my bags. We could have gone something there with that. And I'm trying to go at least give a little bit of what I think would be a good storyline just to get things off and going, but we didn't get to that point. We set things up. You could have set things up if Randy and Cody were going to go and face each other, but we didn't get that. Nevertheless, Cody Rhodes now has another title opportunity. So he's going to go up against John Cena at SummerSlam, given that John Cena doesn't face anybody else between now and August. That's it. So we get a rematch. But Cody had to go ahead and win this King of the Ring tournament final to get that rematch. So we get that storyline set up. And the same thing goes for Jade Cargill. At the moment, she would be penciled in to go and take on Tiffany Stratton at SummerSlam. Anyways, I'm not necessarily excited about that. And with John Cena, Cody Rhodes, there's a lot that could be done in the build to that in the meantime. So I don't know what that's going to be. But I mean, there's not much that can be done here to build off of. I mean, they set up angles afterwards because the fact that John Cena won tonight, it was because there was a complete attack by Heyman's crew, which they still don't have a name for, which has not really been a faction that's been explained to about yet, but they did. And so CM Punk wants to continue to go ahead and just look bad because he loses to John Cena tonight at the hands of Seth Rollins. And Seth Rollins, with his briefcase, doesn't even want to go and use it. He's not even trying to cash in. He just wanted to go and make sure that CM Punk didn't win. So you're not even going to cash in tonight either? That makes no sense. And CM Punk leading up to it. Let me put this as well. So we went through the reverse pipe bomb promo that John Cena did on Wednesday. And then we get the Punkonomics promo on Friday night. Okay. You want to say, CM Punk was able to go ahead and execute an imitation of John Cena some way, somewhat? I guess. Was it good? John Cena was someone that could go and deliver some kind of cringeworthy, pretty generic kind of line sometimes with what he says. CM Punk doesn't come off to me as the kind of rapper, but that's okay. He tried to do this here. What he was given to go ahead and say that he memorized wasn't necessarily overly exceptional. I wasn't really impressed by it, but they went with it. And so much more being said. It's funny that CM Punk looked bad all the way across during this weekend in Saudi Arabia. So we know about the infamous tweet he had up aimed against The Miz, of which he apologized about. Let's get to that real quick.
This guy wants me to apologize for a mean tweet I wrote 6 years ago. Hey, listen. Legitimately had nothing to do with Saudi Arabia. I woke up and I was crabby and I wrote a mean tweet to The Miz. And I apologized to The Miz. And sir, what's your name? Mohammed? Here, watch out. I'm going to step right here. Mohammed, I sincerely apologize to you and all of Saudi Arabia. Okay?
So we're going complete 180 on CM Punk, and whatever he says on Colt Cabana, whatever he said in AEW, we're just supposed to go ahead and just look the other way. And let's not forget MJF and the genius that is MJF, who absolutely makes the point clear.
It sure is great to be back here in insert name of town. I sure do love being a part of insert name of company. Gee whiz, I sure am looking forward to my matchup against insert name of opponent, Robotic Pucker Up Punk. You've gone soft, man. Your hair's going gray, and based on your eyes, if anybody needs to go to sleep.
Those words just sound a little bit more incendiary than I imagine. Look, honestly, I would prefer MJF taking on CM Punk once again. I prefer that feud because that's the last time I actually really did like what CM Punk was doing. Him and MJF, that was a great feud. And CM Punk, in the role that he was, the grizzled veteran working with the younger talent and helping to go and build up younger talent, he's not doing it now. He's working with the veterans again, all of them. That's what he's meant to do. Because on the main roster of WWE right now, he's going to be kept up at the very top. You gave him a title match. So, John Cena, I guess he's only going to work with certain people in this retirement storyline, and CM Punk was one of them, because obviously of the story behind them. So I guess CM Punk now takes Seth Rollins and that group, and that's the plan to go with that. But CM Punk didn't look good this week. And him going out in the Punk gear, I didn't think I would see the day of it, but I honestly feels like, the crowd out there could say that he sold out, and you can pretty much say he did. But I'm not one of those people that's going to get all upset about the fact that he did it. It's just like, okay, yeah, he did it. What are you going to do about it? I mean, he wasn't going to stay in AEW. He got let go. He was being cancerous. He was being toxic. They had to let him go. And for WWE right now, it's helped them. I'm sure merchandise sales have been great. I'm sure people have been enjoying to see him in the arena. So, like, he's a draw. He still is. Has he been great, having great matches ever since? He's worked with a lot of veterans. He has to work at a lower pace. I mean, I guess he's still been getting hurt, right? What are you going to do? I don't think he's moved the needle at all. He just found his spot back once again, and he's here, and that's it. And I guess that's fine with him. And that's all he needs right now. And whatever happened between when it came to Triple H and CM Punk, all that got put under the bridge. I don't know how much Nick Khan had to do with it, but still, everything's been done. You know? And let's go back to this once again. CM Punk, as he would go on, making some of the jokes that, unfortunately, would come back to bite him.
Between those two.
All I want to do is give you the beating you deserve. And listen, pal, if you think the grass is so green around the other side, be my guest. Go ahead, leave. Main event night 4 of a buy one, get one free extravaganza, and then get released faster than you last in the sack. When you come back, I'll still be here, and that ass kicking will be waiting for you.
Well, let's just forget all that even happened, you know? And it's funny, there was a lot of the contradictions of CM Punk being put across the board when he took on Eddie Kingston. Here's another promo to give everybody about that.
I need you guys to understand this and hear this. And I need you to open up your ears and hear this. Nobody wants you here. They never wanted you here. That whole locker room's afraid to say it, not me. So get out and stop smirking at me like you did the other day, or I'll smack you right off your face.
I mean, look, for CM Punk right now, he is the place where he needs to be, because I don't know if he would be welcome much in other places. I mean, he has a legacy where he has in WWE right now. He's fulfilling it. But that's all it's going to be going forward. Of course, everyone was getting upset because of the fact that he pushed off a fan right when he first arrived and all this. Like, oh, man, everybody was just really going at him. Then there was an issue that everybody is trying to go and cover up when WWE decided to go TNA Films with issues with Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton and their coverage because they had to go and use handheld cameras or phones to record part of the interview they did. I don't know. But people were all excited about that. Anyways, it doesn't matter. I mean, it sounded good, but of course they were doing all this thing. And then the other part is also cringeworthy. CM Punk comes out with an old Cubs jersey and the chain, and on his hands drug-free. You know, poster child of contradiction. But okay. But they had the match. They didn't do much else after that. And then, of course, the other contradiction was back when it came to him being on a bar stool talking about Saudi Arabia.
How many Saudi Arabia shows do they have to do to bring back CM Punk?
I'm not doing a single one.
No, I'm saying how many they have to do to get the money to pay you.
I don't know. What's the deal on that?
They make a lot of money.
This sounds so shady.
It's very shady.
Come on.
It's very shady.
It's like backyard wrestling for MBS.
Yeah.
Just like
right?
Do you know?
Wow. See, all this just looks bad for him. And I know everybody else wants to go and get a bit of a deal with it, but seriously, CM Punk is going to be allowed to go ahead and basically just go scot-free of all of it. You know, in the public eye, there might be some fans that'll be fickle about it, but it's not going to matter now. It's not going to matter. there is this relationship with WWE and Saudi Arabia. Of course, there was a deal with the 12-day Israeli-Iran war that got everybody all worked up because, well, is it going to even be safe for people to go to Saudi Arabia for the event? We know about that too. Oh, it doesn't matter. TKO is going to just do whatever. They don't care about the controversy that comes behind a CM Punk when they bring him in. You know, nobody's vetting what he said before. They don't care. They just see money. They see dollar signs when they put him in. And it's not even for his matches. It's for the promos. It's for the merch. And that's pretty much it. That's all that matters. And just to keep in mind with TKO, they're trying to make so much money right now on all their properties. We're looking at right now, when they put out last week their event schedule for the week of June 23rd, this is the next to the last event they had left on the card. Because they have a UFC card coming up tonight, UFC 317. And they had UFC events leading up in Las Vegas to the big pay-per-view tonight. But Raw, NXT, a couple of UFC pre-events, SmackDown Night of Champions, and the UFC once again. And in 2 weeks, 3 events. Saturday night's main event, Great American Bash, and Evolution. Crammed into all in Texas weekend. It's a lot. It's overkill for programming. I mean, the one thing that you have is that next week's program will be, for SmackDown, 2 hours. They got that going for them. But still, so many events, so much you're trying to go and build and milk off of. It's crazy. They got a lot to go and work on. So of the card tonight, it's like I really don't even have that much to go. I want to really say about it. So Cody wins. We know what the significance of that is. Rhea Ripley, Raquel Rodriguez, they set up a real quick match because they've already had a built-in feud with those two anyway because of the whole thing with Liv Morgan. Fine. It was okay. Probably a better match of the night there was than the rest of the card. When Sami Zayn is being beat up by Karrion Kross in the corner, shots at a turnbuckle, and Karrion Kross is telling him to say that Karrion Kross is telling the truth about him, that he's never going to be a world champion, and to negate everything he's been saying that he says he's going to do. And when Karrion Kross has been pummeling away at Sami Zayn in the corner, so Sami Zayn has all the energy to run down the other side of the corner to hit Karrion Kross with a hula kick and then finish things up and get the pin. Like, the way Karrion Kross loses just looks it's so bad. Flat, and Karrion Kross looks like a dork at the end of it. He got to have his intro. The intro he's had. He got to go out there and work. Hey, good for him. Finally got a chance to go and be noticed. Only because somebody else was on the shelf. That's it. They said, we're going to go and go to this match. Sami Zayn makes sense. He's out there with a café, and he comes out there. And I mean, Sami Zayn becoming like the biggest star there is. I don't see it. I don't get it. It doesn't vibe for me. Sami Zayn does not feel like championship material, but they feel like he is. I don't know. Jacob Fatu losing the U.S. title tonight. Solo Sikoa wins. And it was very mired on how they did it. So now Solo Sikoa, after everything that happened in the Survivor Series, right? You had the whole team taken down. The bastard bloodline got beaten and kind of broken apart. And then all of a sudden, Solo Sikoa was able to go ahead and build his forces back up. Tama Tonga's back. He's got JC Mateo now. Jeff Cobb. And now they brought Hikuleo in. And by the way, I am scratching my head on the name they decided to give Hikuleo. Tala Tonga. Tala Tonga. So if Tongaloa comes back, we're going to really confuse some people's names. So is Tongaloa coming back? Tama Tonga, Tala Tonga, Tongaloa, JC Mateo, and Solo Sikoa. This is now a new iteration of the Bloodline, the third version of it. And they collectively took down Jacob Fatu, who turned on Solo Sikoa at Money in the Bank. And then after a couple of weeks of trying to reconcile, Sikoa was trying to do that. Well, then they set things up for the U.S. title match at Night of Champions. And Solo wins. Now, Jacob Fatu has to go and take on the Bloodline. So we're not going to get a one-on-one. Well, and then we get the Bloodline that's getting built up again. This was not the idea I had for the Samoa Bloodline and to continue them. Wasn't my idea, but I guess they're going to do it anyway. What's going to be more important is what's going to happen with Jacob Fatu. Who's going to align with him with the Bloodline? I mean, Jimmy Uso was not out there to go and accompany him. So do we see Jimmy come back to help? And then more importantly, is this where Roman Reigns comes in to avenge and go back after this bastard bloodline, this mutiny that happens once again? Now that Solo Sikoa has reinforced his bastard bloodline to create a faction now. And is it going to go anywhere? So he's U.S. champion. Okay. I'm not necessarily impressed by that either. We talk about Jade Cargill winning the Queen of the Ring. And then the John Cena CM Punk match, slow, trotting. Again, you have two veterans in here. Greatest hits. Hitting each other's moves, things like that, or trying to, whatever it is. You know. More or less CM Punk doing that with the STF. And a whole lot of plunder with Seth Rollins. And I'm saying to myself, then you have a couple of the names that come out after. Sami Zayn comes out for another run after Seth Rollins' crew. And Penta. And I'm like, okay. So they don't get run out. And Seth Rollins gets the one up on CM Punk. And now we're supposed to care about CM Punk and Seth Rollins once again taking on each other. I mean, I wouldn't have booked anything like this at all. Like the way they booked things tonight, okay. But I don't feel like there's any heat on anything. I mean, okay, CM Punk, Seth Rollins, they've been fighting with each other this whole time. Fanatics Fest, going back to the Netflix debut, all this other stuff. Not to mention the fact that they have so many people that are on the shelf. I mean, the same problem they've always had with the roster, where injuries come in and they don't have anybody else who can step up that's ready to go ahead and take a spot. And the same veterans up at the very top, with a couple of names getting a chance to go and get across. I mean, it's going to continue like this. I don't know what's going to happen down the line to where we're going to feel like there's any storylines that really matter or they're going to be making much of a difference. But really, I can imagine the creative team being at Friday Night SmackDown, knowing, first of all, what they thought, what they did with John Cena and CM Punk and the storyline leading up to this undisputed WWE title match. They must have thought this was like the best thing in the world, the most creative, intricate, well thought out, fleshed out storyline possible. From reverse pipe bomb to Punkonomics. But we knew at the end of the day, CM Punk was going to lose anyway. And John Cena, as I said, will continue to hold this belt until the very end. And I don't know if he's going to get to go ahead and retire with the belt and go home. But now, Cody Rhodes is going to have another chance to stop the retirement from happening, where John Cena will take the belt and go home. I'm still not very impressed by this. I'm not excited by it. I don't feel so much emotionally invested in it. But SummerSlam's coming up. And what they're building out to right now, it feels it lacks a lot. We got a couple matches already pretty much set up, coming up now. But 2 nights at MetLife Stadium, that is going to be a major challenge. And I'm wondering if they're even going to be able to sell out that stadium 2 nights in a row like that. That's a major ask. But they're making it happen this way. And also a big slap in the face for fans out there, the juvenile delusional fandom, as we close this out. They're going back to Riyadh with the Royal Rumble. Next January, they're going to go ahead and take the Royal Rumble, an institution of a Big Four pay-per-view. They're taking it to Saudi Arabia. And you know why they have to do that? It's because these events like Night of Champions and Super Showdown and Crown Jewel, the Crown Princess, they can't handle that anymore because you don't have enough stars for us to care about to make any of these events more important. You gave us the greatest Royal Rumble, right? Well, now you're going to have the Royal Rumble, the real deal, because now the Saudi princes, to make sure they get their money's worth, you actually have to give them one of the big pay-per-views. So the spectacle of the Royal Rumble in Riyadh. Bet you a lot of fans are going to be really happy about trying to go to Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Is that going to be a tourist trip for them? Or is it going to just be another one of those crowds that the Crown Prince are going to just have the locals there on a cheap price to get to go there because it's $50 million and TKO needs every penny of it to pay off what came from the UFC acquisition, some $3 billion in debt. Sounds like a great plan. I'll tell you what. Okay, we're going to go and come back again this week. We'll see what the fallout is from this. Start leading up towards all these events coming up in 2 weeks. Leading up with All In and Saturday Night's Main Event and much more. Come back for another Wrestling Gets Her podcast because wrestling needs us.